Back here on the platform today, and we are talking about this wonderful poetry book, a book called Cries of a Poetic Soul. And Jermaine Rolle is here today speaking about it. We were talking about the extent to which Bahamians are into reading. You know, it is said that if you want to hide something from a Bahamian, you put it in a book.
Yeah.
All right? We are not a highly literate society. While a whole lot of people can read, a whole lot of people do not read, especially poetry.
Yeah.
So is there a market here for your book?
Well, there is a market here for the book. Actually, on my own, I've sold close to 40 books on my own. That's not even the ones that are in stores. So
very good. There
are persons that are interested in the book. Just today, I just was at a national insurance office, and I just spoke with I'm delivering her book tomorrow. Long story short. But there is a market here for books, and there's, even though people say put it in the book to hide it, but I don't believe that holds true for all of society.
No, that is true. There are a good number of Bahamians who do read, but we need to read more, because we have become an oral society. A word-of-mouth society,
right. Yeah.
And so we are from the oral tradition.
Right.
And so you do need to encourage people to read more.
Right. Mark Twain has the saying, a person who doesn't read good books has no advantage over a person who can't read them.
A person who
does not read good books has no advantage over a person who cannot read.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain. Yeah.
Well, we have sought to encourage people from our company to read as much as possible, because we are in the business of selling words.
Right.
That's what we do. We sell words for a living, whether it's in newspaper, on radio, or television, or whatever. We are producing words, and so that is why we have done so many books here. This is your first book, you say?
This is my first book. There's more to come. I have a second book. I'm working on the third one. But yeah, there's more to come. This is my first one.
Good. Well, I believe that your reading your poetry would be much better than my reading. So read one or two of your favorite poems for me.
Okay, I'll read one. This one is called Denied Emotions. Denied emotions. Why is it my heart gets weak when you're near? My feelings get trapped and never seem clear. Words aren't enough to express this untamed desire. Even though I try, nothing can cool the embers of this fire. My pulse is connected to every breath you make. The presence, the joy your presence bring may be more pleasure than I can take. How can something that feels so right be wrong when loving you stays on my mind all day long? Your beauty captures the radiance of the sunset, causing late night dreams I dare not forget. Your laughter sings like a lullaby to serenade my soul, because with you I'm incomplete, but with you I'm whole. I know barriers are in our path because of our past, but just know that these feelings will always last. This flame will continue to exist even in the pouring rain. As long as my heart beats, it's yours to claim.
Excellent. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
You were an English major at COB?
I was not an English major. People were pushing me to be an English major, but my major was management, business management in COB. I did my associates and my bachelor's in management at COB. And
you were working in the finance department of the police force?
Yes, sir. At this time, yes, sir.
I see. So you are an administrative person in the force. All right. But it's interesting that you chose finance as your major, but you've done so much work in literature.
Right. I've done a lot of work in literature, and I think in hindsight, I should have went with the arts in terms of my major, but it was difficult for me because I'm talented in so many other fields that it was a hard pull, and you know, they always have this stigma of starving artists, and you know, I'm thinking I want to have a family someday, and for me to major in the literary arts, it's going to be a hard sell in terms of employment and providing for my family. So that was the choice I made at that young age.
When you say you're talented in many fields, in addition to writing, what do you do?
I'm a black belt in martial arts. I'm a black belt in Shotokan karate.
Okay.
Came from Bahamas Tongue Dojo, Society of Shotokan Stylists. We sister schools right there.
That sounds like a foreign language to me. What is that organization called?
Society of Shotokan Stylists. My former instructor, Wendall Jones, he used to be an assistant superintendent on the police force. He was one of my instructors. But my main instructor was Brian Beckford. Brian Beckford.
I see.
Yeah.
And are there a whole lot of people involved in that?
Oh, yeah. The martial arts community is huge. It's huge. There are several schools that branched off from the initial school, Bahamas Tongue Dojo. There's several other schools. There's one called Smokey's Karate School and Bahamas Tongue Dojo. They're all located on Soldier Road.
Okay, and you're a black belt?
Yes, sir. Black belt in Shotokan Karate.
How long have you been a black belt?
Since 2001. 2001.
Wow. You're talking about 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
So you're a teacher yourself?
Yeah, I teach on a small scale. I teach some of my neighbors. Some of them, they move on to other schools because it came an issue where time, based on my job, it wasn't appropriate the time that I had to teach them. But I have one or two students that I taught, though.
Jermaine Rolle, you must be a disciplined man to be involved in martial arts, to be writing, to attend to your work on the police force. You're a family man. It takes a tremendous amount of discipline to get all of these things done.
Yes, it does.
Where did you get your discipline?
I think my discipline was grounded in martial arts. I think martial arts really groomed me. So, like I said, one of my instructors was Wendall Jones, and he was a drill instructor on the police force. So he came with that firm hand, and he molded me as well as a few of my schoolmates from high school. We joined in the 11th grade because we were saying, we're young guys, we needed, something. We were prefects at that time, so we were targets. So we had to do something to, bolster our image that we could be enforcers even though we're intellectually inclined. So they thought we were, pushovers, but we studied martial arts to make sure we weren't pushovers.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to do another poem. Since you are a romantic kind of fella, wrote a whole book, a whole collection of romantic poetry. Okay. Give us another one.
Okay, I think Private Invitation. I think you read a piece of it. Private Invitation, was it? Yeah, Private Invitation.
Okay.
14.
On page 14, okay.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Oh, I read the latter part of it.
You read the latter part.
Okay.
This was one of my favorites.
Okay.
Sometimes to pass the, Private Invitation. Sometimes to pass the time I analyze the skies. Having dreams my soulmate is on earth somewhere in the skies. Eagerly in secret I wish that someone were you. Knees bent and eyes wet, wondering what I can do. Enchantress, release my heart so my tongue can be free, revealing just how deep my feelings can truly be. Am I the desire your passionate heart longs for? Can I be a comforter, your protector, the one you adore? Another sun now sets and my wants are not satisfied. Now these feelings I have only seem to be amplified. We can both be the fulfillment of each other's dreams, exploring each other's world to discover what commitment really means. Every time I'm near you, I feel totally complete. Virtuous women are too rare, so for you only does my heart beat. Even in times of struggle, I want to be a sanctuary. Rely on me to hold you and relinquish your every cry and plea. Be the lady who brings life to my meaningless existence. Enjoy the pleasure of someone who cares, relentless persistence. And that was written to one of my college schoolmates. She never got it though. Yeah, that was a secret message. If you notice.
A secret message?
Yeah, that's why I entitled it Private Invitation. If you look on the side, you'll see the beginning of each word. Each line forms a word.
Oh, I see.
So it says, Shakira, can we ever be?
Okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
It took a whole lot of deep thought to get that done.
Yeah.
Because, as you said, at the beginning of every line is the line S-H-E. Okay, very good. These poems can be easily used for romantic songs.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think the next venture I do with the other book, I think I'm gonna do audio along with it. Some of my squad mates are musicians, so I've already spoken to one of them, so he's willing to work with me in terms of getting that done.
So you can get someone to compose the music to go along with the poetry.
Exactly, exactly.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm sure people would find it very, very attractive, very useful.
Yeah.
These poems are written when you were in various moods?
Yes, various moods, various moods. You'd find some, it's based on relationships. And that's why so many people can appreciate it, because at some point, we all go through some of the same cycles. So infatuation, you get heartbreak, you get secret desire, that person you're crushing on. It's all in there. So based on your circumstances, your favorite may vary from the next person. And I found that based on persons who are reading the book, their favorite varies from one to the next.
You're a married man, aren't you?
I was.
Oh, okay, all
not
right.
married anymore.
Okay, all right. The Jamaicans will call you a lover man.
They say, but I'm a shy. Even though I do all this, I'm still an introvert. I'm still a shy guy.
You're an introverted person?
Yeah.
But you express yourself extremely well in all these poems I see. A Lost Love on page 32. I need you to read A Lost Love on page 32.
32.
Yes.
Okay. A lost love. Like a gust of wind that troubles the air, he swooped up my love and left me bare. The crimson petals of my rose began to fade, now revealing a bright canary shade. Although the desire to possess her is not gone, circumstances prevent my love to live on. Overwhelmed by the rage deep inside, I release the anger I long to hide. Now my heart grows cold and full of hate, wishing for the day my enemy meets his fate. Stricken by grief, my heart seems black, slowly crossing the border of no turning back. Faint memories become vivid in my mind, apparently to torture me for being so blind. Disgusted by the thought of this happening again, I built a shield around my heart, invulnerable to pain.
Love conquers all, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That particular one, like I say, we go through heartache, we go through pain, but eventually, in time, we heal and we want to love again.
Yes.
So it's a cycle. I wrote a poem called Butterfly Pirate. It's, as much as I love women, we all know that there are some women out there that are, well, they don't mean the best for us. And they use love as a weapon. And that's what that poem, Butterfly Pirate, is about. Very short poem, but it's very, very potent. Very potent.
In the book of Corinthians, Paul wrote a whole lot about love.
Yeah.
And the greatest of everything is love.
It's
eh?
love, yes, sir.
And in this book, you're writing about Eros love.
Yes.
Yes?
That's Eros, yeah. Like I said, there's some that are inspirational, but for the most part, it's Eros love, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jermaine Rolle, it's good to have you here, and I wish you well in getting a whole lot of these books sold. Perhaps you can see whether or not the Ministry of Education will be interested in taking a good bit from you so that children can learn how to write poetry, how to interpret poetry, and how to use a collection of poetry like this to reduce the level of anger in the society.
Yes.
Eh?
Yeah. This is anger management, because whenever I was going through anything, I put it down on paper, and it was like therapy for me. So a lot of people, they keep diaries, and I find a lot of people, they write poetry themselves, and like I say, it's therapy. And I hope the ministry does consider my book. I've written to them, I've sent them a copy, so hopefully they shine positively upon it.
Very good. Good to have you here today. We're going to take this break, and we'll come back with another segment of our program after these messages.